Day 5 in the second round action of Roland Garros is done, which means it's time for a recap. The big story of the day is top seed Ash Barty pulling out during her second round match against Madga Linette due to a left hip injury. Ash pulled the plug while 6-1 2-all down to the pole. She went off court after dropping the opener but called it quits after the fourth game of the second as the pain grew to be too much. It was clear in her opening match against Bernarda Pera that things weren't good for the world number one as she wasn't really going up and after her serve. In her post-match presser today, Ash revealed that she hurt the hip during one of her practice sessions ahead of the tournament while landing on serve. Speaking about the issue, the Aussie remarked, "It's something that I've never experienced before, even chatting with my physio, not something that she had seen regularly either. So we've been consulting with people all over the world to try and give us some insight into what the best ways to manage it are to handle it, and I'm confident we do have a plan. It's just that we ran out of time here. It's heartbreaking. We've had such a brilliant clay court season, and to kind of get a little bit unlucky with timing more than anything, to have something kind of acute happen over the weekend and just kind of run out of time against the clock is disappointing. It won't take away the brilliant 3 months that we have had as much as it hurts right now. It's disappointing to end like this," said Barty. "I've had my fair share of tears this week. It's all good, everything happens for a reason. There will be a silver lining in this eventually. Once I find out what that is, it'll make me feel a little bit better, but it will be there, I'm sure." Hearing Barty's words really makes you feel for her, especially since she's been playing so well on the dirt this season and was the favorite to take the title. Grass is her favorite surface, so I can only hope the hip gets better before Wimbledon for her. Barty's exit of course opens up the draw, especially for 24th seed Coco Gauff. Gauff is into the third round after once again getting the better of Wang Qiang, winning 6-3, 7-6. Looking at the remaining players in this section, Coco is in the best form overall, winning the last 11 of her 12 matches. However, her next opponent, Jen Brady, could offer up a big challenge as she'll get some confidence after outlasting Fiona Ferro in a tough 3-setter. Also, Jabeur, who is a likely 4th round opponent for Coco, actually beat the 17-year-old in straight sets at Charleston last month, so it could still be tricky. And then too, there's Linette, who's overall very sound. Regardless, none of the players pose the same threats as Ash Barty, so it's safe to say that Coco's draw has opened up in her favor, and she has a good chance to reach her maiden major quarterfinal. Focusing on the present though, Coco has now reached the third round of all 4 majors, which is a great feat for anyone, let alone someone so young. Another American that has been impressive thus far is Sloane Stephens, who dispatched of 9th seed Karolina Pliskova 7-5, 6-1. This result wasn't that surprising for me because Sloane's game has been trending in the right direction since Miami, and Pliskova has been off since the restart. Regardless, Stephens played the perfect match, counterpunching excellently to capitalize off of Karolina's subpar play. The win is actually Sloane's first top 10 victory in 2 years. Up next for Stephens is another Czech woman, Karolina Muchova, who's been playing great all season. It will be a much tougher match for the American, but if she plays her game, she should have success. I think it also might have helped her that she had that tricky opener against Carlos Suarez Navarro, where she was just 2 points from defeat. Looking closely at this section, which is led by Svitolina, the Ukrainian has been kind of flying under the radar, picking up another solid straight sets win over An Lee. She'll have a very tough third rounder though against Strasbourg champion Krejcikova, who crushed Alexandrova today 2-3. Moving down, Sofia Kenin is still going strong, getting by Haley Baptiste to make the round of 32. She next gets compatriot Jessica Pegula, which is a tough one for both women. In that same section, another great matchup is set between Elise Mertens and Maria Sakkari. Lastly, Iga Swiatek has continued her Roland Garros dominance, crushing Rebecca Pedersen 1-1. Up next, she plays Annette Kontaveit, who also picked up an impressive victory beating Frenchwoman Kiki Mladenovic 6-2, 6-love. Moving up, there's some opportunity for 2 women to make their first major second week as Varvara Gracheva and Marta Kostyuk battle it out. Marta will likely be the favorite there, as she was the woman who took out Muguruza in the opening round. Now shifting over to the men's side, Novak Djokovic advanced without too much fanfare, beating Pablo Cuevas 6-3, 6-2, 6-4. He has a favorable little section, not having to play a seed ahead of the quarters. Young Italian Lorenzo Musetti is a notable name there, who is a likely opponent for the Serbian in round 4. Speaking of Italians, Matteo Berrettini has been dominant in his opening 2 rounds, most recently destroying Federico Coria 3-3-2. He has a nice shot at the second week, playing 91st ranked Sun Woo Kwon next. In the round of 16, Matteo is likely to face Roger Federer, who got by a tricky Marin Cilic in 4 sets. Now this was overall a solid performance from Roger, although his breakpoint convergence rate could have been a lot better. An additional interesting moment in the match came in the second set, where Roger, while 3-1 down, received a time violation warning for apparently taking too long to towel off between points. Afterwards, Federer had a lengthy discussion with the umpire in French, which lasted about 4 minutes. Essentially, Roger complained that since this was his 5th match in the COVID era, he was unaware of the rules. Cilic actually complained to the umpire about the time Roger took between points, which escalated the discussion a bit further. While both at the net, Roger asked Marin, "Am I playing too slow?" No, I understand the rule." Cilic replied, "You were not playing too slow, but on a few occasions, I was waiting for you." Federer then said, "I understand, but I am going from one corner to the next trying to get my towel. I'm not even doing it on purpose." Cilic replied again, "That's fine, but I mean, you're playing like this all the time." I think the whole incident hurt Roger's focus for a bit, as he only grabbed one additional game in the second set afterwards. However, he eventually rebounded and got the W, winning 6-2, 2-6, 7-6, 6-2. The Swiss seemed to not hold any bitter feelings towards Cilic or the umpire, later telling Eurosport that he was a bit surprised and shocked that the whole thing happened. Up next, Roger faces Dominik Koepfer, who took out 30th seed Fritz in 4. 3rd seed and birthday boy Rafael Nadal has now won 17 consecutive matches over Richard Gasquet, beating the Frenchman 6-love, 7-5, 6-2. He next gets Cam Norrie. Moving down, we have Jannik Sinner in the 3rd round, which is no surprise, but his opponent Michael Ymer might be a bit of a shock to some, as the Swedishman eliminated Gael Monfils in 4 sets. Last year's semi-finalist Diego Schwartzman has cruised to the 3rd round once more, but meets Filip Kohlschreiber instead of Aslan Karatsev, as Kohli outlasted the Russian in 4. Fellow German Jan-Lennart Struff has backed up his win over Rublev with a 3rd round showing. Up next, he faces 18-year-old Carlos Alcaraz, who took out 28th seed Nicolas Basilashvili in straight sets. Struff will be difficult, but this still is a great chance for the young Spaniard to make the second week, and even honestly the last 8. Looking forward to tomorrow/today's action, all the top matches to watch on Philippe Chatrier with the exception of Zverev's, as I would have put Medvedev Opelka in that slot. Still, Keys Azarenka is a blockbuster, as is Serena Collins. Then Tsitsipas against Isner should be an interesting one too. That's it for this video, and let me know your thoughts about Barty's withdrawal, Coco's opportunity, and Roger's exchange, and more in the comment section below. Also, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell so you're notified whenever we post new content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time here on Grand Slam Tennis News Today.